Oh, you're in for a real treat.
Hang on to them hats and glasses, 'cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
It's the DIZPod, where dreams come true. With Corey and Lawrence, we'll explore with you. Feel the magic.
Gets his stuff and gets ready to leave.
The
and I was like,
and the cheer.
you're leaving?
Together we'll make memories.
And he said that's when he was like, okay.
Yeah, so...
But, so why'd you pull over then?
I was probably more scared than anything. Pull over.
That's why they chose the music they chose, and that's why that they laid this life out, you know, from birth to death in this show. It's actually much more to it than I think a lot of people realize until we really start to see it more.
I'm going to skip out because I do have to do my football show where I will be picking the Patriots to lose this week. By the way, go Raven, out!
I'll talk to him later. Pete is great. Love Pete.
In the house, sometimes we would have 30.
You had the house to hang out at.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Stevens.
What's up, guys?
Welcome.
I just said, let's go live on YouTube. People might like to see that. Believe it or not, that first night we got 1,000 people watching. I don't know.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Hello and welcome to the DIZPod. This is February 10th, 2026. Lawrence, can you believe it already? It feels like we just put that Christmas tree up, which was like end of summer.
Yeah, I was actually in the store last night, and they still had Christmas gift wrap. It was kind of over in the corner, but they had a box of Christmas gift wrap, and I really wanted to ask them, like, what are we doing here? But yeah, it seems like it was just the other day, and here we are. Valentine's Day is around the corner. Finley's birthday is next week. Crazy.
Was that 5 cents a roll at this point?
It should be. I hope so.
Right? Right. Or free. Please take some.
Get this out of here.
Wow. They're really trying to give that stuff away. Get rid of that stuff. I mean, Tammy would have looked at it. She probably would have walked out with it. Because she's thrifty like that.
Yeah.
You know? So, thank you all for joining us live. If you are watching or listening live, we do this live because we do it for you. And if you have to watch it otherwise, you can catch us on the YouTube Music app, which you can watch us or slide the button. You slide the button, right? And you can just listen to us. Right?
I think it's a radio button. Radio slide. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. I haven't visited that in 2 years or something like that. But I will say you can also listen to us at a later date on Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple. Any one of those. Or you can listen to all of them one after another. You just listen to the same episode.
That's right.
That helps too. Yeah. And definitely like, comment, subscribe anywhere that you can. It really helps. You can comment later. And yeah, that's all out of the way. I see Disney Adventure Home in the chat. Long time no see.
Hey.
And yeah, good to see you guys. And yeah, so busy day. Boom. Oh, look at that. He has a Kermit mug. Now, that Kermit mug, didn't that Kermit mug come out the same time as that shirt? Is that part of that whole collection? I feel like it is.
It may have been, but I feel like I got the mug earlier. This was when I was on a mug kick, and I was trying to fill up the bookcase back there with mugs for the show. And we were doing a shirt, a mug, and a magic band every show.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You know, no, I'm wrong. I got to look now. I was going to say, I don't think I own a Muppets Magic Band, but I wouldn't say that for sure now. I think I might.
I don't think I do. I actually don't have as many Magic Bands as I probably should.
It's not a Magic Band Plus. For me, it would be the second iteration, I guess, of the, and if I do, it might be like this for some reason. I'm thinking like my animal shirt, like it might be something like that. But there was a great Muppets Magic Band Plus that came out like what, a year ago or so, give or take. And I know I should have gotten it. It was a Kermit one.
I have to ask Catherine. I don't remember if I have one. But how could I not have a Muppets Magic Band? I need to get one.
I have a basket full of Magic Bands. Who knows? 120, something like that. You know, we should see what the score is between the mugs and the Magic Bands. You know, Magic Bands 120, mugs 115.
Funny enough, my favorite one that I wear is right here, because this is my favorite Disney quote: "To all who come to this happy place, welcome."
To all that come to this happy place, welcome. Yes,
so that's my favorite.
There's some attention going on about my glasses in chat. So, yeah, I had talked about getting new glasses recently, and they came in, and I'm wearing them.
There you go.
There you go. I hope you all like them, and if you don't, oh, well. I'm still going to wear them. So,
I don't have my glasses. Sorry, folks. It's going to be a night where I can't see you at all.
But I'll tell you what, I can see you a lot better.
Oh.
I can see you a lot better. Yeah, apparently it's like a new company making these lenses, and it's so much better than my other pair. So that is good.
Yeah.
I can look at somebody, you know, in person now and not have to look up like this to see them.
Oh, yeah.
To adjust the focus.
Oh.
It's like talking to somebody today. I'm like, I can see you with my head in neutral. That is great.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I had to get bifocals for the first time last year, and it takes some getting used to them.
Oh, it does. And I think your mom did too. I almost feel like I remember, I must have talked about this at some point when I had to get my first bifocals a couple years ago, and it was bugging me out. Like within 30 minutes of wearing them, maybe minutes, I was like, oh, I can't do this, cannot do it. And I tried to stick it out, and so I did. And just recently, they started bothering me again. I don't know. I had those stupid little nose pieces that adjust. So if they move, now the whole thing is off. And there were days that I just felt, I don't have a queasy stomach and stuff like that. So when I do have times like that, I always attribute it to my glasses. Sometimes I just feel like my glasses just throw me off and make my stomach upset. So I had these on last night. I just picked them up yesterday afternoon, so I wanted to wear them and play with them. They're Meta glasses, so I am going to try to bring you all more social media, more YouTube shorts and all that stuff because it's so easy to use. So I wanted them for that reason too. And so they were a little bit challenging yesterday, but not quite as challenging as the other was, but they are different. So they challenge your eyes, right? I woke up in the middle of the night feeling super queasy. Like I haven't felt that sick in my stomach for a while. And I was thinking, was it the glasses last night or what? But I'm good. I was good to go once I woke up this morning and all that. So I don't know if it was really that.
Speaking of
Goofy Guy says
shorts,
those look like Meta glasses with video cameras. They are. I'm videoing Lawrence right. I'm videoing all of you right now. No, not really.
We are on vertical. So if you're watching us on the horizontal, stay right there. If you are watching us on the vertical and you want to come over and see a wider screen, absolutely feel free to do that, or stay on the vertical. That's up to you. But both channels, Living in Diz and Park Bros, will be broadcasting the DIZPod in both vertical and horizontal to help bring some more folks some more information and entertainment. So that's what we're trying to do. So we may find some new viewers on the vertical. If you're new, let us know in chat. Say hello. Love having you here for sure. For sure. So yeah, on the vertical, this week I'm on the top screen and Corey's on the bottom screen, and on the horizontal, Corey's on my left and I'm on the right.
And that has nothing to do with status, everybody. It's just random.
No, I think I actually changed it. Yeah, I think last week it was reversed. I don't know about. I know who was it? Was it Michelle who used to always get upset when I would change you and I around? She was like, "You're on the wrong side." I don't know anymore.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I have no idea.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is There's Disney Baker. Disney Baker's his show was in Vertical the other day. I found him doing the Vertical, so love that. We should probably, all of us that are doing shows like this in horizontal and vertical, should probably have a little conference one day and be like, what are we getting from it? Is it how easy it is? Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, last week we were so Wednesday was the premiere of Muppet Show 2026. And you were streaming in the park, so I wouldn't have been able to watch it then. But I did actually have it on my other monitor while I was producing. But I saw it Tuesday. So after we did the podcast Tuesday, we did the members only Zoom call.
Yes.
And then I said, all right, guys, I got to go. I got an engagement to go to. And the engagement was, excuse me, the D23 premiere of the Muppet Show. So if you were a D23 Gold member, you got to see it Tuesday night at 9:00. And what was cool is that not only were you watching it early, but it was like watching it on YouTube, just on their player. So you were watching it full screen, and there was a chat rolling on the side there. And I'll tell you what, that chat was flying. It's not like YouTube, it didn't show you like how many people were watching, but that chat was rolling. And honestly, didn't really see any negative comments. So it was good to see how busy it was watching it on D23, and that gave me hope for when it goes on Disney Plus and then ABC the next night. And so far, I think we're doing all right with the numbers. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think everything points towards Disney making a series out of this. I haven't heard a single negative comment, and last I knew, the Rotten Tomatoes score was super high for audience and critics. I don't know if it's changed in the last 5 days or so, but yeah, if you want to check it out, you can.
Yeah, I'll check. I know that what was interesting is that before it premiered on the D23 premiere, it was running 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was certified fresh 100%. That's pretty crazy for the critics to rate it that high, because that's only critics at that point. And then I know after it came out, it dropped to 98 and 97 for the audience, which is still ridiculous. So people were really loving it.
Certified fresh. It's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
How many of you in chat watched it? Did you watch it on D23, ABC? And let us know what you thought about it, because we'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well.
Michelle wanted to know when and what time does it come on ABC? Did it come on ABC? Did you say it did finally come on ABC?
Yeah. So it was on ABC. It was last Wednesday at 9:00.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Disney Plus. I can't remember what time it was released there, but it was earlier. It might have been midnight that night. 98 and 98. So 98 from the critics and 98 from the audience. That's pretty good.
You don't normally see Rotten Tomatoes scores that balanced. They are
that's
usually
true too.
quite off.
Yeah.
Like by 30%. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, I look at those Rotten Tomato scores just about every week, comparing the movies we're going to see, and normally they're quite skewed.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. The audience and the critics, I guess they're looking for different things.
That's what I always wonder. It's like, are the critics always looking artsy fartsy and all that stuff? I don't understand it sometimes. Like, how can you trash this thing?
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have, the flip side of that, where the audience scores could be trolls, right? That are dropping the score just because they want to.
Yeah.
And that is not happening with the Muppet Show. So I'm very happy to see that. So Let's see. Disney Baker watched it on Disney Plus. Dianco on ABC and enjoyed it. There's an appetite for the Muppet Show, Rod says. Yeah, he's 100% right. I mean, you were at the closing of the Muppets 3D, and I remember watching all the folks walking around there, and some of them were dressed up, and you had
some of them
your
had
own
puppets that
Muppets.
looked, yeah. Some of them had, one guy had a Gonzo, and I think there was another Muppet. I was in awe at the quality of those Muppets.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's an appetite for the Muppets, especially those of us of a certain age. You know, grew up with the Muppet Show, the Muppets, Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock. You know, all of that. Jim Henson, The Dark Crystal. Did you watch The Dark Crystal?
I actually have never seen The Dark Crystal.
You should see it. It's pretty good. It's
Okay.
pretty good. It's like it's a fantasy movie with, you know, Jim Henson studio.
Yeah.
Muppets. Yeah.
Is that available on Disney Plus?
I think so. I remember that's one of Mom's favorite movies. We watched it when I was a kid on HBO. Back when HBO would only show the movie like once. You had a premiere and that was it. So yeah, that was one of our favorite movies. Hello, Christy PH Disney. Welcome in. And Magic Adventures are here. A lot of friends from the network are in tonight. Probably because we're talking about the Muppets. I'm telling you, it's like this niche thing. And I know we talked about when we did our February update show, Rock and Roller Coaster changing over to the Muppets. I think there's just going to be a renaissance. I really do. If that's timed correctly to an announcement of a new season of the Muppet Show, man, 2026 is going to be a good year.
Well, Jacob and I were talking about the other day, how long do we think it takes to do an episode? You know, how long did it take them to do that episode? And if they took extra care and extra time with it, how efficient could they be if they wanted to pump out a season of so many episodes, you know, like from announcement to actually getting them out there? And sometimes when episodes come out for a season, the season's not complete yet either. They could still be filming, but maybe they get 3 out to buy them time to do a couple more behind it. So those are ready by the time week 4 and 5 roll around and so on. It just makes me wonder, you know, is it like, oh, you got to wait a year now? Like, there was such a high, right, about how great this was. Even Jacob, I turned it on because he was in the room, and I think he was on his way to getting back into his room. I mean, he was in the living room, and I put it on in hopes that maybe he'll stick around and watch. And he told me the other day, he's like, you put it on, saw the opening number, and then I was like, oh. And then I stayed around for the next skit, and I was like, okay, I think we got something here. Now, this is a 17-year-old, everybody. Boy. And then he just found himself sitting on the couch, enjoying and watching the whole thing. We had some laughs together. We just really enjoyed the whole thing. And he was very impressed. And when it was done, I put on the episode back in the 70s with Mark Hamill.
Okay.
And even I hadn't seen the original in years. And let me tell you, you look at it side by side, and they nailed it in so many ways. You know, are we breaking down this show now, or are we supposed to break it down later?
We can do it either way. We can, because I want to talk about the history of the Muppets, but
Okay.
I also want to break down the show a little bit. So if you want, I can actually show a side-by-side comparison of the original opening from late 70s and what we saw last week.
Let's do it.
All right.
It's the Muppet Show!
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise a
Now, they really could have gone in another direction, right? It's a new age. It's a new generation. This is the new Muppet Show. Kudos to the creators to not do that. I mean, to see that side by side, I think my jaw was in my lap watching that. And man, unbelievable.
It was, I'm assuming that it was Seth Rogen that, said, he's the executive producer on the show and hopefully on the series. And so I assume it was him that said, here's going to be the direction. This is essentially going to be season 5 of The Muppet Show, just 45 years later. Because it was spot on. Like, even Kermit moves his leg to the side, and he moved his leg to the side in the same way. And if I understand it, the audio that you were hearing was both the 76 version and the 2026 version. So you didn't hear any distortion. There was one where the sax comes in and you can hear a little bit of a different note, but that is it. The rest of it is into Waldorf and Statler singing their parts. That what you are hearing it in stereo because you're hearing the 76 version and the 2026 version, and you don't hear anything different. Like, it was spot on, and that's just the opening, right? And then they had Sabrina Carpenter, who I know Finley knows some of her music. I wouldn't have known who she was if not for Finley. But that is spot on. You go back to the 70s version, like Corey said, you had Mark Hamill then. One of the biggest episodes was Rita Moreno. She won an Emmy for her appearance on The Muppet Show back then. So they always get timely, artists or comedians or actors or something like that are popular at that time. So for them to do that same thing here is exactly what the show needed.
I agree. Even, it doesn't stop at the intro either. There are so many scenes behind the scenes. Like I mentioned it to Jacob, and he loved the idea too that we get these backstage scenes. There's a show going on, but we get to see what's going on. Kermit's the director. There's complaining back and forth. There's just people milling around behind him, doing their thing, maybe trying to get from point A to point B, and just people just kind of hanging around waiting to go on.
Right.
I love that part of the Muppet Show.
That was always one of the best parts to me, was to see, because Kermit wasn't really in a lot of sketches,
True.
in the original show, because he's running the show. So to get to see him and him running the show and that kind of thing, it was just, as a kid, I just remember that being one of the favorite parts of the show.
Totally agree.
Scooter's running around as the stage director and all that. I mean, it's just it was just spot on. And then that first act with Sabrina Carpenter, she's singing with the chickens. And
yes,
a little bit of mayhem ensues. He turns up the fan,
yep.
blows the feathers off the chickens. That type of stuff is exactly what the original show had. It had that same feel of the original show. And then, like you said, then you would go, after that performance is over, you go backstage and you see Kermit interacting with Scooter, and he's like, "Hey, why are all these people here?" Well, you said, we're bringing the show back, and, they wanted to be here. They wanted to have an act. And he's like, "I don't have enough time for all these people." And so there's, you see him kind of going through that. Now, I'll also say one of the problems that you and I talked about with the Muppets and Kermit is, especially losing Muppet 3D, was the voice acting of Kermit is not what we are used to. Now, of course, we didn't have social media back then, but I'm going to bet that the same thing was said when Jim Henson passed and you had Steve take over, right? That role. Like, he's closer than the current actor is. Why his name is slipping my mind right now. But he's still no Jim Henson. Like,
no, there's still a significant difference. So I just do this for now. Maybe during, but definitely after watching the show, again, I turned to Jacob and I said, a lot of the other voices are spot on right now. I don't think I have a problem with anyone else's voice. But we know Kermit, as an upfront guy, so you hear him more. Yeah. I'm willing to give a little.
Yeah.
The voice is improved. The production is so great that it might be time to let that go, people.
100% with you.
This is the new Kermit.
Yep.
And if we get all that stuff around him, then let's just support it.
100% with you. Muppets Evolve. I don't know if any of you are old enough to have seen the first season of Sesame Street. But
I remember Kermit on Sesame Street, maybe sitting on a brick wall, talking to a little curly-haired boy that looked like me.
Yep. Or he used to do the news too. He would do the news flash.
Oh, that's right, he would.
Yeah, he would do the news flash. So I love that. I love Sesame Street, and so seeing Kermit, who I loved on the Muppet Show, being able to see him on Sesame Street was great. But
kind of like a spinoff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a spinoff
Exactly.
because they appeared there first.
Yep.
You know who else I think about? A spinoff like that who became huge. Also a Disney property. The Simpsons were on the Tracy Ullman show on Fox.
Yes.
And then became popular enough to have their own show.
Yes. What were they like? Was it maybe 5 minutes, if that?
They were quick, and the drawings were terrible.
Oh, yeah, they were rough.
They looked nothing like they do now.
They were rough. And even their voices,
were different.
And they're the same actors that played them back then, but even they evolved how they approached the characters once they became a series. So that type of stuff happens, and I think that we just have to embrace it because this is what we have. We cannot bring back Jim Henson and Frank Oz. They're Frank is not performing, and Jim obviously has passed. So this is what we have. And I do think on this show that it was better than it had been. And I don't know how that happens, right? But I believe that it is better than it had been recently. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
Same.
And even so, later on, they have the singing number. They're singing Kenny Rogers, a duet, and
which was great.
Yeah, and in that, I feel like it was. You know what that reminded me of? As soon as it started, the scene.
I know what you're gonna say
in Muppet 3D, where she's in the water and she gets pulled. It just took me right back to that.
Yep. Very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar.
But I think the singing voice was much closer than it had ever been. So I think we're in for a good show. If this is what we got, I'm very happy.
I agree for sure. And I loved, there are a lot of great scenes in the episode, right? But probably what got the biggest reaction out of me was Rizzo performing
Blinding Lights.
Yeah, Blinding Lights.
Yeah.
Yes, that was hilarious. What a choice. And like Roderick said, Sabrina Carpenter, she was great. I asked Jacob if she's acted much. He didn't think so. He didn't think she's done much acting, and she did perfectly fine.
So. Yeah, I thought she did really, really well. Blinding Lights, you mentioned. So I remember seeing that come on, and I was like, okay, I can see this, and then I watched it again. So I watched it, like, as I said, on D23 Tuesday night. Then I watched it Wednesday during the day on Disney Plus, and then 9:00 on ABC. So I actually watched it 3 times that first 24 hours. They released Blinding Lights on streaming music platforms.
Did they really?
That next day. Yeah.
With Rizzo.
With Rizzo, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I need to play it now.
Yeah. So and I'll say this also, as I'm scrolling through Instagram that next day or so, I'm seeing a ton of stuff from Disney and especially ABC promoting different parts of the show, different clips of the show. And I hadn't seen that leading up to the show. I saw some, but it was like really firing on all cylinders those next couple days. So I do feel like they are ramping up the marketing for a new season. If it is a full season, which would be 22 episodes, if you go by normal TV, like you said, they can get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 shot all in like a week or two to get ready for the season, and then they'll start production of 5, 6, and 7 as 1, 2, and 3 are airing. So there'll be a couple in the can, ready to go. But I don't think that show would take more than a week of production. It's a variety show.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that slows them down is how fast can you create the costumes for every scene and the sets. That's all practical. So I think that's the one thing that would take some kind of time. But other than that, I'm sure they can write some stuff up pretty quickly and start shooting. So I think it's the prep, which might take them a little bit, but once they get that going, I think they can move along. It makes you. I don't think it just stops there either, right? There's got to be an outline for a season that had already been done. There's got to be some preparation, just in case, don't you think? And then they could just act.
So. Yeah. I think you always. I would say as an executive producer, and the writing staff and everybody that worked on this, you have to think, okay, what if? Right? You're probably in a negative space. What if this doesn't do well? What if people hate it? What if people don't get it? What if this isn't what people want? And then hopefully there's a bright voice in the room that says, but what if it is what they want? What if they do get it? What next? And so then you start rolling off ideas of, okay, here's some episodes we could do. Here's some stars that we, should reach out to. Here's some stars that wanted to be on the show. I mean, you had Maya Rudolph, playing in the audience. You had Seth Rogen, playing a little bit part there. So, I mean, and it's the Muppets. You're going to find, it's just like Sesame Street. Sesame Street and the Muppets always got and still get Sesame Street. Plenty of current stars, artists, actors to come on the show. The same thing is going to happen. Same thing's going to happen.
I was going to ask you that. Do you think it's always been a reputation, seemingly, of the Muppets for celebrities to want to be in it? I mean, think of all the films Henson did, and then the follow-ups that Disney did. How many stars make cameos in those?
Right.
And if this current one was popular, you're gonna get people wanting to step to the door, especially if they're promoting something
something
new.
100%.
This is another way to cross promote for Disney at this point, right? They own enough. What if there's a Fox thing coming out, or a new album coming out that they want to promote that artist, or they can just easily filter people through that for promotion.
That's right.
I mean, that was a big promotion for Sabrina Carpenter as well.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a genius, conscious move of Disney to say, we're afraid of failure, as many things have failed, in movies recently, in recent years, and on Disney Plus. So what if we don't call it episode 1, season 1, or season 5, episode 1? Let's just call it a special and then see what happens. Then either way, in a way, we win. We don't lose as badly if we lose on the special because, hey, we weren't making anything else anyway.
Yeah, we never told you this was, going to be big. I think you're right. I think that's the idea behind a backdoor pilot. That's what we believe this to be, is to be a backdoor pilot for a new season. So this would become episode 0, and the next episode would be episode 1, technically. So I think back to Knight Rider, the 2008 version. I don't know if you saw that one.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah. So
Maybe I just forgot.
So in 2008, NBC did a Knight Rider movie with the son of Michael Knight. And it was a Mustang this time, because Pontiac is no longer around, so you can't get a Trans Am. So I remember I was a big Knight Rider fan growing up in the 80s. So I remember that coming out and wanting to see it. So I went home and watched that movie right away. And they had never said it was a backdoor pilot. It was just kind of rumored about. And then all of a sudden, they said a new season was coming out because it had been done. The movie had done so well. So I think the same thing will happen with this, that this will end up being the backdoor pilot and we will get a new season. Hopefully it is a full season, because we're in February now. So if it was going to be a mid-season replacement, which would be summer, or a short season in the summer, or if it's a mid-season, maybe. But I'm really hoping that we get a full season starting in September, and it's 22 episodes.
That's what I was going to say.
Breaks.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. And knowing Disney, it'll be on ABC. That's where they tested it. And then probably go to Disney Plus the next day, because that's what they're doing with a lot of the Hulu shows. They're on ABC or whatever, and then the next day they go to Hulu or go to Disney Plus. So hopefully that's what happens, folks. I would absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. So let's talk about the results a little bit. So I don't know what the D23, as I said, it didn't show you how many people were watching, but I do know that there were over 3 million people that watched on ABC, and it won the 18 to 49 category for that night. So 3 million is not breaking any records. In fact, I think it was beat that night by Chicago Hope or PD or one of the Chicago shows. There's so many. But still, it won the 18 to 49 share. And so for, those of you that follow TV, if you're a TV numbers nerd like I used to be, 18 to 49 is that bracket that you want to, the advertisers look for. So if you win that for the night, that's gold. So I think we have, a shot. The Disney Plus numbers haven't been released, but it is consistently since that day of last week been in the top 10 and has bounced in the top 3, 1, 2, and 3 quite often for the whole week. So I think it is doing very well. And if you have something like that, you don't let it go. Plus, then you have Rock and Roller Coaster. Maybe you have more merch. And I didn't bring up pictures, but there is a merch line. Okay, so let's talk about this. There's a merch line
for the parks?
No, it is in Mickey's of Glendale, I think it's called. It's a website. So it's online, but not at the Disney store. It's at the Mickey's of Glendale. It is Muppet Show merch. Hat.
Really?
Shirts. Hoodies. Spirit jersey. Pins. And there's like 6 different pins. Kermit. Gonzo. Miss Piggy. Waldorf and Statler. There's a bunch of different stuff there. So, and it's all Muppet Show. It's not Muppets like this. It's actual The Muppet Show. I don't know that you come out with a full line of merch for a special. To me, if you're releasing that, that's the beginning of,
Yeah.
a series. I think. But that could just be just hoping.
Right. Or they're just trying to cash in on the moment, you know.
Could be.
But yeah,
Could
it
be.
does make more sense that something else is coming.
Yeah. So I thought real quickly we'll go back and talk about the history of the Muppets. Right. So this was the 50th. This year is the 50th anniversary of the Muppets. Hey, good year to be 50. Just saying. But the Muppets actually started not in 76. That was the Muppet Show. Before that, they had been on Sesame Street. They had been in a couple different things, but they actually started in 54. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Jim Henson creates the Muppets while he's still in college. Do you know what Muppets are? What the name means?
I do not.
So Muppets, obviously there's puppets, right?
Right.
So Muppets was a brand of puppets, but the name is actually a blend of marionette and puppet. And that's why he calls them Muppets. Yeah.
I never knew that.
They debuted, Sam and Friends debuts in 55 on local TV in Washington, D.C. And the show introduces Kermit the Frog, which was originally made. I had heard this. I forgot this, though. It was originally made out of Jim Henson's mom's old coat and ping pong balls. That's how he made Kermit.
That makes sense when you look at the material of Kermit. Wow.
Yeah.
Ping pong balls. Yeah, he had interesting eyes.
He did.
Right?
He
His
did.
pupils are pretty interesting.
And I actually have that first appearance, so we can take a look at it.
Woo, let's take a look.
And Friends is brought to you by SK. I'm honored to be in the studio with two very distinguished NBC newsmen, and I'm going to chat with them a few minutes to learn something of their off-camera personalities. You know how when a newsman is giving his news, he's so self-controlled and precise? Well, we want these two guys just to relax and enjoy a couple moments of pleasant conversation. Here first we have...
Chet Huntley, NBC News, New York.
Yes, indeed, but let's not be quite so formal. Why don't you just call me Kermit, and I'll call you, well, what would you like me to call you?
Chet Huntley.
Oh, okay, Chet Huntley.
So that was Kermit.
Wow. You know, back in the day, I have never seen that before. And, you know, the voice was not perfected yet either.
You know, you don't know where you want to go with them. And you know, then maybe it could even be, are you comfortable when you're performing that, having to do whatever you're doing with that voice? Or do you know, was there some other place that was more comfortable? Because let's not forget, not only are they voice acting, they're puppeteering. And if you go look on Instagram, there's plenty of stuff out there of them performing Muppets. They are normally down low with their arm up high, controlling the puppet. That cannot be the most easy job.
No, it can't be super comfortable all the time. And you have to have some pretty good arm endurance and strength to keep your hand up all that time.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're watching the other performers. You've got the mic in front of you. There's a lot going on just to be, you know, a puppeteer. So, all right. So then they also, in the late 50s, early 60s, started getting some national recognition. Jim develops a more expressive, personality-driven style of puppetry. The Muppets start popping up on talk shows and variety programs, and they also appeared in commercials, most famously for Wilkins Coffee, which I also have.
You getting on the Wilkins Coffee bandwagon? Never. No! You either go with Wilkins or you just don't go.
I've never seen that either. But
No.
Nice line. You either go with them or you don't.
Yeah. And then Sesame Street begins in 69. And, you know, I know we're talking about the Muppets because the Muppet Show is back, but Sesame Street was a big part of Jim Henson Productions and Muppets. And then you had, you know, the introduction of obviously Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch, Bert and Ernie, Grover, Cookie Monster. Who was your favorite Sesame Street Muppet?
Wow, what a great question. Listen, Oscar was so grouchy. I didn't like Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
He was too grouchy for me. I will say I'd probably have to narrow it down to Ernie and Big Bird.
Okay.
But I mean, because Kermit, I feel like he appeared quite a bit, but I don't think I noticed Kermit, and I don't think Kermit became my favorite once the Muppet Show came around.
Right.
But I'll probably say Big Bird.
Okay.
He's just big and yellow, and it'd always be like, he just stood out. You know, there's Big Bird. You know, Grover was fun, but I'll go Big Bird. And then, side note, we took the kids to Sesame Place Park the first 2 years they ever went to a theme park.
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah. And I credit that park and that experience to know that they were ready for bigger, meaning the Disney parks. We would have waited a few more years. You know, people always told us, wait till the kids are like, 7 or 8, whatever, 9. Okay, I believe that. And then, Jacob was 2, maybe, which made Jill 4. And we loved it so much we went back the second year. And these kids were so well behaved in the parks at that age. Super easy. We had a ton of fun. But we're standing on Sesame Street, and there was a daily parade.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw it was like the equal of seeing Mickey for the first time, or when I saw a Stormtrooper for the first time in Hollywood Studios as my first visit to Disney. I was just as thrilled to see life-size Big Bird come walking down the street.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, there's Big Bird. To see that was amazing. So yeah, Big Bird. I'd go with Big Bird for Sesame Street, the Sesame Street days. You say?
I haven't been to Sesame Place in a long time. I know I took my oldest there, but I can't remember how old he was, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know, something like that. So that would have been 26 years ago. So it's been a long time since I've been there. And that was the one in Pennsylvania. Because obviously we're on this side. So for me, it's a toss between Big Bird and Cookie Monster. And almost Grover. I liked Grover, but I remember
Grover sounds like Yoda.
That's true. That's true. That always stuck out to me. I don't remember what year it was, but I remember, those great Halloween costumes that we had as kids.
Oh, let me get it. It's a plastic mask with the thin elastic that if you had hair, it caught on your hair.
Yeah.
And you got to wear like the plastic
it was a smock
suit. Was it? Wasn't it just like head to toe? You got right in it.
Yeah.
It was like a full one piece. It was a onesie, a plastic onesie.
Yeah.
And where we grew up in the cold, you almost never got to show your costume because you had a winter jacket around it.
That's right. That's right.
So did you have a Grover?
So I had a Cookie Monster.
Oh.
I had a Cookie Monster and the Count.
And you would sweat in that mask.
That mask was so bad. Even if it was cold out, you were sweating in that mask.
Yep, you toughed it out.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we were
My
lucky.
brother's in chat.
Is he?
He loved Mr. Snuffleupagus was his favorite. I did not know that.
There you go. Oh, Big Bird and Snuffleupagus. There you go.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember when they first showed Snuffleupagus, when all the adults finally saw Snuffleupagus. Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like the Eeyore of Sesame Street. Kind of, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so so you had Sesame Street running its course right then. The 70s and 80s, I think, were really big for that because, hey, listen, there was no Cartoon Network, there was no Disney Channel, there was no the Family Channel. I mean, none of that stuff existed. Nickelodeon wasn't around until the 80s. And so it was Sesame Street. I remember in our area, it came on at 3 o'clock, if I remember correctly. And it was Sesame Street, The Electric Company, and then 3-2-1 Contact. I think Mr. Rogers was first, then The Electric Company, Sesame Street, and then 3-2-1. After when 3-2-1 Contact came, I was done. I didn't watch.
Yeah, I was an Electric Company guy in Sesame Street. I wasn't Mr. Rogers or anything else.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers was a little slow for me. Sometimes I would watch it if there was nothing else on, which, with only 5 channels, there's not much on. But Sesame Street was where it was at for me. So I remember when the movie Follow That Bird came out. And I don't know if I saw it in the theater or not, but I do remember Follow That Bird came out. And that was, one of the big movies for Sesame Street, but you had already had the great Muppet movies at that point. You had the Great Muppet Caper and the Muppets Take Manhattan in the early 80s before Follow That Bird. And then, of course, you had the big one, the Muppet movie in 79. And, Zoom, yeah. Rod mentioned Zoom also. I didn't watch Zoom, though.
No. Well, I think I watched some Zoom.
Did you? So I remember the Muppet movie, or was it? No, I think it was Muppets Take Manhattan, and somebody can correct me, or Corey, if you remember these. Which one did they do the wedding in? That was in Manhattan, right?
Muppets Take Manhattan, I believe.
Yeah. And so there...
Somebody's getting married.
There, in the audience, is who? Other Muppets, including Big Bird and Muppets from Sesame Street. So I love those little crossovers like that. And so, like, even when we got that later on in, like, Roger Rabbit, that was like the ultimate, crossover, because you had everybody in that one. But I love that type of stuff in Muppets Take Manhattan. And those they're like my type of movie, because it's comedy. There's some heartfelt moments in it. There's some action. They got to get something done. So I just love those 3 movies. And we actually watched the Muppets Take Manhattan. No, we watched the Muppet movie recently. So we may have to watch that again and see if Finley sits through more of that. And then in the 90s, you had Muppet Christmas Carol, which I had not seen until this year. This Christmas, I decided to watch it. But I don't think I had seen that before then. So don't take my Disney loving card away. But you had that one, and then you had Muppet Treasure Island, which I don't think I have seen. Have you seen Treasure Island?
No, and I just recently saw Muppet Christmas Carol this Christmas.
So you were in the same boat as I was. Okay.
Yeah, Treasure Island will have to be on my list. And ironically, I got the full book pin set of 20 the advent calendar of like 24 Muppet pins, which are huge this Christmas too, which was really neat.
Miss Mel says that was an iconic wedding scene. Yes, for sure. And so also in the 90s, you also had them start appearing at MGM Studios. And there was a gosh, I can't remember what it's called now, but there was this whole opening for it, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was an anniversary of some sort, where they had the Muppets come out and perform on stage, and they were like big. So it was, they were life-size Kermit, which is odd to see. But and I've shown that on the post show. And so then, after that point, you lose Jim Henson. And I think it was, we had Muppet 3D at that point, which was absolutely amazing. I remember watching it back in the day. in that studio and in that theater. But then you lose Jim Henson, and there was certainly a time where they were trying to figure out, what do we do? You know, what's the direction? You got to take a step back. I'm sure the Disney company went through that, even with Roy taking over for Walt. I'm sure he had to hold on. If there's anything going on, we're going to finish it, but we're not starting anything big right now. Right. And then sure enough, he went out and started Walt Disney World. But I'm sure it took him some time to like, how do I put my spin on the company and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure the same thing had to happen with the Henson Company when Jim Henson passed away. And I think we've, you know, Disney acquires the Muppets in 2004. Before that, it was a licensing deal. And I think, you know, we all kind of feel like, has Disney done enough with the Muppets? And I think most of us would say no. I think for me, you have this huge property, you bought it. It would be the same thing as like if they bought the rights to Star Wars, they bought the company, they bought all that, they gave George Lucas all this money and then didn't do anything with it. Like it would be, I'm not saying the Muppets are as big as Star Wars, but you know, kind of in relation there, what do you do with this property that you bought? You own it now, do something with it, you know?
I agree. I it's something I've been talking about for many, many years. You know, once they owned it, I'm like, they're underutilizing this. I think that they need to do more. I've always thought they needed to do more with the Muppets, and I've always wondered why they haven't. You know, even with the movies, I think the two movies that Disney did were Jim Henson worthy. I don't know if you think so, or anybody can comment in chat or comment, you know, in the comments in the future. But I liked them as a longtime Muppet fan. I thought they did a good job. I thought it was Jim Henson quality.
So I didn't see the Muppets, that one that came out in 2011. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not the full thing. So I do need to go back and watch it. But I do remember them talking about it being really good. And I thought, okay, well, this is going to be the start of, you know, we're going to get, you know, 2, 3. We had 3 in the 80s. Let's go with, you know, 3 now. And we didn't get that. We did get the Muppets, which I didn't realize was in 2015. But you got that series. So you had a series in well, I thought it was called Muppets Tonight. I think it was called Muppets Tonight. It's saying the Muppets, but I think it was called the Muppets Tonight, which was okay. But I think when you talked about, you know, where Seth Rogen could have gone a totally different direction with this new Muppet Show, I think that's what that old one was. You know, last decade was, this was the new direction. We don't want to do the same old thing. And I think Seth has proven, you should have done that. You should have done the same old thing because the formula worked. Then you had Muppets Now, which was on Disney Plus in 2020, and then Muppets Mayhem in 2023, which I thought was good. And was surprised it didn't get renewed for another season. And then after that gets canceled, that's when we hear that Rock and Roller Coaster is switching over to the Muppets. And I was blown away. I'm like, but you just canceled the whole show that would have led right into this ride about rock and roll. I don't understand what happened there. So I was certainly concerned on what are we doing with it. But then they hit us with the Haunted Mansion. Like, that was I got to watch that every year.
That was amazing. I was very impressed, and it actually helped me understand the story of Haunted Mansion even more. So well done, so well written. So, in my opinion, from a longtime Disney lover and protector of bad Muppets material, I've loved that. I think Disney has done a really good job on anything they've done with the Muppets. You know, maybe The Muppets Tonight, I don't think I really finished that one. But sometimes when I don't finish something, doesn't mean I didn't like it. I just ended up busy, and then you kind of lose touch, and you don't go back to it.
Yep.
But for overall, I think Disney is hitting on this stuff, and they need to do more. And just to harp on, do you think Disney did enough? I also don't think that they did enough. What were we doing in Muppets Courtyard all these years that we decided to shut down the Muppet store? I don't understand that. You come out of there, and fans, guests can just mill right into this store, which had a story of its own up top.
Right.
The cast member took time to tell me the story of everything. There's little doors up there. The dressing rooms are up there.
Yep.
And he was telling me, Piggy is strategically further away from, I don't know if it was Gonzo or who it was, because one of the Muppets would harass her or something, like a good story. I can't remember. But anyway, but why did that go away? Who knows?
I remember walking in there for the first time in recent time with you for the May the 4th.
I remember that
first year that we did that.
And there was no Muppet merch, right?
No Muppet merch. No, it was all Star Wars. Not even tucked in a little corner or something like that. And this line right here, this shirt that I'm wearing, proves that you can sell Muppet merch because people were going crazy for that. There's no reason that you couldn't have Muppet merch somewhere. So I don't know. I think here's what I think. We're getting Rock and Roller Coaster. We know that there is a gift shop as you leave that store. I think that is going to be full of Muppet merch. I believe that when they finish Villains Land, that the Villain Show is going to move, and we're going to get some version of Muppet 3D. That's what I think. They have already reconfigured that studio to be nice and ready for a theater. It's a very comfortable theater. I think that show is well done. I mean, they show you that they can do projections on the wallpaper. You could certainly go back to what you're doing with Muppets 3D. So I'm just, praying to Disney, the Disney gods, that they do that for us. And then you have a whole Muppets Courtyard again.
Let's say that they do that. Do you want the original, or do you want another version, maybe slightly tweaked? What would you all want? Contrary, sometimes I say controversial things, and when Muppets 3D was in its time, long before they said it would be that it would be done, I was saying, we need a refresh. Give me a new Muppets film. So
there are some issues with the film. There's a blooper in it.
I just seen it a million times,
that is true.
And I was like, okay, I would love to see something new. And there is, and I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
There's two.
The one that stands out to me is Sweetums is in the theater at the same time he's on the screen.
Yes. And if you know anything about Disney, that is not supposed to happen.
That is not okay. How is that allowed to happen?
I don't know.
Show after show after show.
I don't know. Maybe the one that we see behind the fire truck is not Sweetums. Maybe it's his brother.
Maybe he has another.
But then when the fireworks go off and her dress falls, Miss Piggy's dress falls. Sweetums, again, it's Sweetums. So maybe he's the trouble. He walks behind her, and her dress, you should be able to see through the dress, but you can't. You can tell it's a black screen around the dress. So you can't see. He disappears behind her dress and then it reappears.
Oh.
Yeah.
That I never caught.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that there are some issues with the film, but here's the other thing. Disney's not going to put that out. I don't think so. I think if we get a new one, it's going to be a new one. Maybe it's Muppet 4D, right? Because they're not going to call it 3D. They would call it Muppets 4D, I'm sure. You got to plus up the parks. You got to plus up everything. So,
well, It was kind of 4D already,
It
wasn't
was
it?
exactly.
You know, so why didn't they call it Muppets 4D back
Right.
then?
Yeah. So I think that we would
Well,
get
hey,
a
hey,
new
hey, hey,
film.
hey. Here you go. Here you go.
Okay.
You want to go all out Muppets 4D? We go Muppets 4DX. Now the seats have to move.
I figured you were going to go there.
I mean, they used to move in Shrek 4D and seats. We haven't been to this in so long because we're streaming all the time at Epcot. But the 3 shorts, is it Pixar shorts that they show?
Yep.
In the theater over there near Figment, those seats move.
Yeah. I'm about ready for those to. I don't go see it often because I've seen them.
What are we doing over there? That is not beloved by anybody. Okay, there's probably somebody out there listening that just loves those 3 shorts. Those 3 shorts are amazing. We love Piper. Get a horse. Those are great. But man, I almost said the D word and said, man, those things have been running forever. Bite my tongue when I say no one will care if they announce the closure. But I'll tell you what, with all our the Disney crazy people, that includes us, that line would go from there to the land if they noted a closure, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Even though I can go watch Piper right now in my living room.
But your seats don't move.
Seats don't move. So, yeah, I think that would make a very cool Muppets courtyard. Maybe you could even do meet and greets over there, like they used to do. Over there outside of Cars, you could do the meet and greet there. So I'm hoping, and maybe it's just me being a big Muppet fan, but I'm hoping we end up getting some more love for the Muppets. I think this was really well done. I think the show was exactly what we need. I saw a lot of comments online everywhere. I was watching all social media the next day to see what people were saying, because I was looking for the negativity. And outside of a couple people that talked about Kermit's voice, I maybe saw one that was like, I don't get it. I'm like, well, it's probably not your age group. You probably weren't meant to get it. But this was the show that we needed. And what a lot of people said was there was no politics in the show. There was no, it was all about what the Muppets were, just this old school variety show. There was no agenda other than let's just go have fun for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what we needed. The negativity that I did see, we want more. It was too short. And I would remind people, it's always been a 30-minute show. Like, I know we want more.
And that's a
'cause we
positive
haven't had it in
comment.
45 years.
Yeah. And I would call that a positive comment.
Exactly. Yep.
They
We
wanted
want
more. They
more.
left them wanting more.
Yep. So I was glad to be able to see it that Tuesday night. And then again, like I said, I watched it on Disney Plus and then ABC because I wanted to do my part to help bring them up. So if you haven't seen it, go out there and watch it. Watch it on Disney Plus so that the numbers count. And hey, let Disney know. Leave them comments on their posts that you see on Instagram and stuff like that about the Muppets. Let them know what you thought of the show, whether it was good, what parts you liked, how you felt about it. Let them know, because I left a survey on D23. You could do a survey afterwards. And so I did the survey and made sure to leave my comments. So, yeah, I really hope that this is the beginning of the Muppets coming back to us. So we will see. And it was all Muppets. It wasn't like any CGI or anything like that. Like this was old school Muppets.
The only question we had was, I brought it up, and why did we? This is just an observation. It's not a complaint at all. Not even 1%, but just an observation. When Kermit would go in front of the red curtain, that was green screen. He wasn't in front of a real curtain for close-ups. So I just wondered why they did that, and he just didn't go in front of a regular curtain. If you go back and watch, you can tell it's a green screen. Yeah,
I wonder.
But if this doesn't bring the Muppets back, what will? Right?
I mean, I would assume another movie, but I don't think you're making another feature film without the show doing well.
Yeah, I think the show
has to
comes
do well.
first.
Yeah.
The show has to come first and do well, I think, for them to invest in another film. Although we say that, was the Miss Piggy, is that Miss Piggy film a thing? Is it in production?
I thought I heard that. I want to look that up.
Yeah. That would be interesting. And it's a nice twist. I think Miss Piggy is a big enough personality to carry her own film. It sounds like it could have a lot of potential. So
there is, it says it is in development. Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone are producing it.
all right, that's good talent there. So
And Cole Escola is writing the screenplay, and this is her first solo movie since she debuted. Where did she debut? On the Muppet Show.
Miss Piggy?
Yeah, she wasn't around before the Muppet Show.
How about that?
Didn't know that.
She's Kermit's Minnie.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I'm looking at articles that was as recently as January that they were talking about that. So sounds, I guess the news really hit in like November, seeing a lot of stuff in November, but as recently as January. So I think we are getting that. So that'll be cool. I mean, she's like you said, she's got a big enough personality. She's a big enough personality to carry her own movie, you know. And
yeah, I think with the right script, right, the right storyline, it could be big.
Yeah. I like that.
It's like origin stories, you know.
Yes.
Then
Exactly.
Gonzo can get a movie, and Fozzie can
my
get a movie.
Fozzie.
Let's go Origins. Hey, that's another idea for another series on Disney
That's right.
Plus.
Yeah.
Muppets Origins.
You could see Fozzie hitting the comedy shows, the small little comedy stages.
Right, exactly. Exactly, right? Gonzo is, constantly on the road trying to make it as, this kind of stunt, wacky of sideshow kind of guy.
Yeah.
And that was some of the magic of Gonzo, right? That was perfect too, right? Tell me they didn't nail that with the new special where you start out with Gonzo doing his thing, and then it just kind of shows up throughout the show.
Correct.
I've always said that as a writer, some of the best comedy, I think the best two things about comedy is when something happens that is least expected.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes me laugh. It's hard to make me laugh. I'm a happy guy, but for me to laugh out loud, definitely it has to be something that was totally unexpected. But the other thing is when you drop a joke and then it can recycle over and over and over again, and is funny every time. So even at the very, very end of the credits, Gonzo goes by still reciting. Because if anybody didn't see it, Gonzo was supposed to perform this stunt where as he's going through the stunt, he's supposed to recite every single female best actress in the history of the Oscars.
Right.
And Jacob caught it. When he goes by and drops the last two names, it is literally the last two of current times, which is Zoe Saldana.
Love it.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, the callbacks are what, and if I remember correctly, and I have to go back and watch some of the older episodes, but I think, especially with him, I think you saw a lot of those callbacks. So, and the same thing happens like when you talked about, they do it, they perform, there's some sort of performance, and then they go backstage. And there's always that callback. I watched one with Carol Burnett last week, and it was the same thing. She performed, and then they would go backstage, and there would be a callback to what happened in the performance, and then later on, it would call back again. So yeah, callbacks are great, and really they knocked it out of the park. They knocked it out of the park. So yeah, hopefully we get more. Fingers crossed. Everybody write to Disney, tell them we want more Muppets.
That's right. More Muppets, please.
Yes. All right, so I think that was pretty good covering the Muppets, the history of the Muppets, the new Muppet
Definitely.
Show, comparing the old one to the new one or new one to the old one. I think that was spot on. So kudos to everybody that worked on that, the cast and crew of the Muppet Show. Thank you.
Yeah.
If for nothing else, giving all of us Muppet lovers 30 minutes of reliving our childhood and feeling like I was watching a 13-inch black and white TV with rabbit ears.
Yep. One last ride. Maybe it's one last ride, but let's hope it's not.
Yes. And so tomorrow, where are we?
Welcome to Mystery Wednesday. Is
All
it even
right.
scheduled? I don't even know. I was just so busy over the weekend that I didn't even schedule anything. The website needs to be updated. I need to do that like tonight. We are going to be I feel like we should be at somewhere else other than MK. I'm tired of these 9 o'clock closings. I'm so tired of it. So I think we'll go to Epcot again. Just having so much fun at Festival of the Arts. Probably won't pay as much attention to the art, but I know we'll look at some. Maybe try to be a little more ride focused.
Maybe check the chalk art maybe on the way out. Because
we can check it again.
Last time?
I did. We did.
Last
One
time?
side
Okay.
was gone though. Only one side.
Right.
Other side
That's what
was
it
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we'll be at Epcot tomorrow night. So that'll be good. There is a Magic Kingdom scheduled for tomorrow. So maybe we'll just move that to.
We'll flip it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We can move it. We can move
we'll
it
just
to
move
another date. Maybe next Wednesday.
And then just
We can do
schedule the Epcot one. All right.
And
So
then
we'll
this-
be at Epcot tomorrow.
Epcot tomorrow night, everybody. And then on Saturdays, it is finally my belated birthday stream. We are going to 50s prime time. So let's let loose, everyone. Let's have some fun at 50s prime time. I'll eat some, I'll get the normal plate where I get a little bit of meatloaf. I'm thinking a couple of servings of pot roast, and I'll eat some of Tammy's chicken. That's going to be my thing. So
Did you get that
that's what we're
package?
doing. Yes, I saw it on the table. I didn't open it yet. So it's not in the room with me.
Oh.
Do you want me to open it?
I was gonna say if you wanted to open it, that'd be cool.
All right, I can open that before we go. Let's see. Switch me off, and then you'll see when I come back in.
Okay. And when we end the show tonight, I'm gonna send you out to Score Jason Disney, who's out at Epcot tonight. So you'll be on time. I'm sure he'll be doing probably a couple rides before Luminous. But I figure I'll send you out there for some Disney love with Jason, who's out there tonight. So yeah, make sure to check out our friends in the Disney Streamer Network. We have some new channels that we need to introduce you to this week on social media. I'll put that out there. I will have a monorail report this Thursday. We'll talk some of the Disney news, some of the news that came out today, including the cruise itineraries released for 2027 through September of 2027. So we'll talk about that. They also talked about the opening date for both water parks that'll be open this summer. So we'll we'll talk about that and any other news that comes up between now and then. There we go.
I actually have the door open because I have a special guest that wants to pop in and wants me to try a piece of food while we're live.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I'm like, okay. So
I don't have the banner up for what will you rate it? How many Mickeys will you give it? I'm sorry, I don't have that on the show because that's not typical.
I just love whenever we're live, though, and I'm getting Tammy. You can tell I'm getting Tammy into it too, and I'm also getting Jacob into it. It's like, Lawrence, can we get a counter for this? Lawrence, can we get this up? And it's just like a challenge just to see how quick you get it up because you're so reliable. I got a little one next to me here.
Who's joining the show?
I don't fit in the camera.
Wait,
I got to bring the microphone down.
I'll slouch down so you don't look that short. I'm slouching down so you're not short.
Yeah, I'm like the size of a bean.
It's Jillian from Living in Diz, everyone.
Look at that.
Hello.
How we doing there?
It's been like forever and a day since I've been on the DIZPod.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome back.
Which my original plan for the DIZPod was to have you, Mom, and Jacob on it.
I know, and I still want to be on it, but I need survey if people want me on.
Of course, they'd say yes.
I know, but I need to hear that you guys want me on.
Mm-hmm.
I need validation that I am wanted.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
So what is this? She wanted me to try something.
If any viewers have ever heard of a Korean corn dog before, it is essentially a corn dog, corn dog bread, that is filled with cheese and a hot dog, or just cheese, or just hot dog, whatever you prefer, and typically covered in hot Cheetos. It sounds very interesting, but it's very delicious, and we're gonna get my father's take on it.
Okay. Korean.
Oh no, me trying food on camera? This is weird. Oh. Mm-hmm. Already.
Bomb.com, right?
That is a 5 out of 5 Mickeys right there. Ooh.
Wow.
Get some of that. That hot Cheeto.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is
All
so
right.
good. That is so good. Where'd you get it from?
So there's a place, for those of you who know, I live in Orlando now. There's a place by me that is called Paris Banh Mi. It is essentially a Vietnamese bakery cafe. They have boba, they have Korean corn dogs, they have Vietnamese sandwiches, just things like that. And this is one of their specialties, and it's delicious.
I love it.
Nice.
I want more.
Right.
Sometime. Yes. Ah, nice. All right. Jillian living in Diz, everyone.
Look at that. Very nice.
Little behind the scenes there.
Korean
All
corn
right.
dog.
She was texting me saying, I need you to try something. I'm like, on the pod? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, we're done with business. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, my mom says, Jillian, you're wanted. She knows she is. She is the biggest star on this channel, even though she, is limited now because we're not the Simpsons. The kids grow up. I'll tell you what, that's burning in my stomach a little bit. But that Cheeto covering, don't underestimate it. It's good. Jacob and I, if anybody saw our first ever vlog on Halloween Horror Nights, we tried a treat covered in the hot Cheetos, and that is so good. That is so good. Yeah. Oh, and Greg agrees. So good. So yeah, I need more of that.
Okay.
Yep. She just yelled from the other side. She says, "I knew Greg would know." Yeah. All right. So Ann Gilnack says, "Miss seeing you last weekend. We want to." Yeah, Jill's gonna try to get out to the parks next time Ann is down. So all right, here we go. I've got it cracked open.
All right.
Before we go, let's see what Lawrence got me for a gift. So let's see. All right. I think it's a shirt. Where would I ever wear this? Oh, no, wait a minute. Maybe not. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, it's more than one item in here.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what this is. Let's hold it up here. Oh, I love this. I love it already. Look at this. Oh, let's see. Oh, there are the buttons. Look at this, everybody. It's a Main Street Electrical Parade button down. Is this a Catherine special?
It is not.
It is not. Okay.
It is not.
Look at it, though. Oh, you got the classic mushroom right there. And I don't even know what you call those things, the bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Pete's Dragon. There's a lot of stuff on here. I'll step back for a second.
And as well, it is well cut because they match in the front.
Oh,
So
perfect.
Catherine would be happy.
Yes, she would. I wouldn't be wearing this to the Christmas party. If you get that reference.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is sweet. Thank you so much. I love it.
You're
That
welcome.
automatically becomes one of my favorite
Catherine
my
said she's
favorite
offended.
shirts. Why? What did we say against her? Because she didn't make that holiday jacket.
No,
which was
no.
very
Oh
bad.
man, that jacket.
I want to see her. I challenge her to fix that, but almost you should kind of keep it that way and wear it again
Yeah,
sometime.
yeah. It's got to
Right?
become the thing.
And let's see this one. Here's the reveal. Oh, okay. Oh, I love it. It's Disney I'm going to call it Disney Rides and Transportation. Let me
Yeah,
see,
I think they call it Disney vehicles.
You want to go full screen for a second? Then I can show more
yeah.
of the print.
Yep. Let's see
So
where
let
you're
me
at.
see. I'm going to move the microphone a little bit. I will show you all the full print.
I don't know if I even have you.
Getting your
Bought
shirts from a
yourself any.
store, the horror, says
you go.
Catherine. Look at this. I mean, the things I see here: Kilimanjaro Safari. I see the Speedway car, Peter Pan, Small World, or Tiana. Even the Toy Story Mania vehicle, Test Track, Disney buses, Jungle Cruise, monorail. The train, the Rest in
Peter
Peace
Pan.
ferry.
People Mover.
People Mover. This is sick. This is so cool. Teacups and Star Tours. This is nuts. Slinky Dog is in the back.
Oh, Star Tours is on there?
Yeah. And Slinky Dog is and also the Safari. Kali River Rapids is on here.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, they left no stone unturned. Look at that.
What's
so
the
cool.
blue one next? Oh, there's Dino. Is that Dinosaur?
Yeah, Dinosaur is on there too.
What's
I
in
even see
between-
Buzz. I don't know. I was wondering what that was. It's almost like a different iteration of the People Mover ride.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
No.
Anybody in
It's
chat
almost
know
like-
what that is?
Is it a Disneyland thing? Maybe it's in between not Jungle Cruise, Dinosaur and People Mover.
Maybe.
And just
See, I
below Jungle Cruise.
I felt like this was a Disney World shirt only.
Right, but maybe
that
it's a
could be wrong.
Disneyland thing.
It could be. Could be. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, yeah, I got to get that. That was good. No, she did not make those shirts. But they were they are well cut from what I can tell, so that's good.
Well, if it makes Catherine feel any better, I am wearing a Catherine special right now. Ann Gilnack says, 2 shirts that were made for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is the
Yeah.
Muppets on again tomorrow night? No, it is not. It is a one-shot deal for now.
Yeah.
Corey is
For
going
now.
places in that shirt. It says Purple Pleasure. That's good.
Yeah, for now, I think that's what we get. But I'm hoping that we do get more. So we'll see.
I think Greg is saying that that's the People Mover from Disneyland.
Okay. All right.
That makes Catherine feel better than I'm wearing her shirt. So, yeah, thank you so much. I love them.
You're
and I
welcome.
will can't wait to wear them.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yep. So tomorrow night we're at Epcot, and I'll try to be a little more ride focused rather than we've kind of made our rounds with the food at this point, and so yeah, we'll do some rides. We'll probably happen to walk by some art so we can look a little bit more. We bought way more art than we ever have. We're gonna run out of wall space here as well.
Mm.
So the only thing I regret is I didn't get an Indiana Jones print.
Mm.
So I don't know. I could walk away with one tomorrow, but maybe that'll be the one thing we go after next year.
Okay.
Because there was some great stuff. Even Jill had gone a night that I hadn't gone, and she's like, "Dad, there's so many great Raiders, and indie prints." I'm like, I know. So, yeah. And then again, birthday stream this Saturday. Join us for some fun and laughs. We always bring out the best of the cast members, and they bring out the best in us when we visit 50s Prime Time. You don't want to miss that.
Yep. Yep, that'll be good. And that will be Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it'll be Valentine's Day, so let's celebrate together, everyone.
There you go.
All
There you
right.
go.
So
All right,
we said it all and
folks.
done it all.
Appreciate everybody watching, listening, liking, subscribing, wherever you're watching us. Thank you very much. As I mentioned, when this ends, all the streams will redirect you right to Epcot with Score Jason out there. So make sure to check him out, give him a like, and subscribe if you haven't, if you enjoy his content. But he'll be out there and he'll do Luminous in just a little bit. So
sounds good. So for now, everyone, we're just a couple of bros talking Disney. We'll see you next week on the DIZPod.
See you then.